convener of this event. This is the first time I'm seeing him. My colleague has actually given me a lot about him. It's really heartwarming that we still have a Nigerian that has the interest of the masses at heart. So I'm happy to meet you, sir. I will say that I'm a smaller version of him because I have also worked with United Nations in about 22 countries, working on development, economy, and empowering sub-Saharan Africa growing economies to ensure that we eradicate poverty. But let me be very factual here. The richest country per capita in the world today is Qatar. Very small oil-producing nation in Middle East. The size of Qatar should be of the same geographical size as that of Pakistan. And you also have very great countries in the Nordic environment. We are talking about Norway, Finland, Sweden. The greatest problem they face there is migration. People coming from sub-Saharan Africa over there looking for menial jobs. There is this thing that happened within the United Nations community. They spend billions of dollars wrongly, as he has said earlier, through government structure to stop this migration. Why? To create economic opportunities across sub-Saharan Africa. We never had good results. Now, I'm happy that he's making tremendous progress in this environment. My speech today as the representative of a government and also as a finance person, an investment person, I will quickly have word of advice in three forms. One, to the organization manning and championing this cause. Secondly, the beneficiaries, young men and women with skills or intending to have skills. And third, the government, which I represent, at the state government and the national government. Let me start with the structure, the system. You will succeed because you already understand the niche, the value, the need to create employment opportunity, to create wealth. That is a very core need. Now, for you to succeed in doing this, you have to find a mechanism of multiplying it across sub-Saharan Africa. I'm also happy that he mentioned to us, or he has mentioned that he is already in a lot of countries around. Now, you have to look at 7 critical sects, 7 critical pivot points that will help you succeed. First, the goal setting. Wonderfully, you have done that. The goal you've set is tremendous and is very good. The next thing is the programs. Now, the world, donors in Far East Asia, in Middle East, and Nordic countries I've mentioned, Americans don't really have money. They are very stingy people. They won't spend much. But concentrate your effort in Far East Asia, Middle East. When I talk about Middle East, I'm talking about UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia. Forget about the Islamic nature. They are very, very generous people. They are interested in eradicating poverty. They don't want to use government infrastructure. They want to use credible, non-governmental organization which you represent. So your programs should be more of this, and try and partner with international media. I'm talking about CNN. There are Heroes of Africa. There is a program they call Heroes of Africa where they showcase programs like this. That is what Tony Elumelu has been able to anchor. And the little things he is doing, which is smaller than what you are doing, is being anchored and propagated all around the world. So you need to partner with international media houses like CNN, BBC, and the like of them. So the program is well defined. Then the audience, the young men and women I'm seeing here, let's identify skills they need to have. Because if you give them skill, like the young lady that was lucky enough today to have that funds in carpentry, she's going to employ at least 3 people. These 3 people are coming from families. They will feed additional 3 people. You can see the value chain, the cycle of economic, the wealth creation that is going to happen there. If we are able to have 40 of these people elevated from poverty, you can see the geometric wealth creation we are going to have. So that is very key. So let's identify this raw talent, give them skills. The skills we are talking about today will be technical skills, financial management, because you can be very good at your job, but you don't know how to manage money. So you give them 1 million naira, tomorrow they are back in poverty again. So that sustainability skill is key. So financial skills, technical skill, and ability to sell and attract more market. That will grow their business from a micro level up the ladder. That's the third one. Then the first one is identification of donors. I have mentioned them. There are over 36 internationally recognized multi-billion-dollar venture capitals in the world. There are so many of them. They don't have the connect to the African continent because their experience is very bad. When I was with the United Nations, we see quite a number of NGOs. You give them funds, the monitoring and evaluation report that comes from them is 0. So tomorrow you discontinue it again, start looking for another one. So if we can have you connected with over 36 of these international donors and partners, you will have more money to do the work you are doing now. Then the structure, the organization Yotsi, that's Youth Off the Street Initiative. You need to enhance your operating mechanisms so that you can operate in many places at the same time. That is very key. My colleague that spoke on technology before will be able to help you in defining an automated platform with elementary artificial intelligence that can help you to do that. Because you need a structure that is transparent, a structure that you don't.
Of Kogi State.
What is what?
Economic assurance and income.
Okay, Kogi State is currently having a GDP of about $2.6 billion as at 2022 ending. And we are trying to move the economy, build the economy, restructure it so that we should be able to hit $3.2 billion in the next 2 years.
Yeah, first we did a little research, because I work on channels and we try to look at the investment opportunities and what is ready to now. It seems it's not adding up. It seems it's not adding up.
What is not adding up?
The economic potentials.
Okay, yeah. You see, Kogi State, as you said, is blessed with natural resources, human capital, and we have a delicate population to resources ratio, which is to our advantage, meaning that we have more resources to people. What does that mean is that ordinarily, when we are able to reach the optimal economic structure, an average individual in Kogi State should be able to smile. Kogi has about 4.9 million people, and the size of the state in terms of landmass is bigger than the whole of the southeast combined. Now, with agriculture, solid minerals, education, transportation, haulage, tourism, oil and gas. Kogi State is potentially a very good state, but Kogi State, being a state, is not. You can't separate the state from what the national crisis is going through. Before Yahabilo came into the government, we don't have an effective government in place. Now, when we got into the government, what we were doing is to be able to lay a foundation, a plan, a 10-year economic plan that will enable us to exploit these natural resources by matching it with the right investment needed for it to grow. And that is what we are doing now. Right now, we are trying to secure state. Security is a key thing. Without security, no investment will come to any state. We have a relationship with the Chinese government that will deploy a statewide security surveillance architecture, that we should be able to see criminals before they do their job, and we should be able to apprehend them. And we are working with the security agencies to do that. That will give rest of mind to would-be investors that your money and your investment will be safe because there is security. That is the greatest thing we have done. Then the next thing is government-to-government business forum to attract and mobilize investment from countries where there are appetite for investment, like China, Malaysia, Singapore, India, and some of these places where foreign direct investments are known to reside. So we are having that government-to-government relationship, and in the next 2-3 years, we should be able to have a seaport in Lokoja to take advantage of River Niger and Benue and that trough all the way to Warri. We are also looking at building a cargo airport that will be able to freight our finished goods from Kogi State to the international market. So all these things takes time. Planning alone takes like 6 months to draw a feasibility study. Then bringing in the infrastructure takes more. But
make of such interventionist programs such as this happening today?
Yeah, this is a very, very, very remarkable project. I have not seen this in Nigeria. I've been thinking, how is it that we have not known them and now we are knowing them? If we can support them, work with them, we should be able to help them reach the masses by attracting funds, the mechanism of managing the fund, and making sure that the audience, the beneficiaries, have value in the end. What do I mean by value? Money, skill, access to market, and sustainability. If you have money,